Right now, your grandmother needs you to understand something that's going to sound absolutely insane to everyone else in your life. She needs you to hear her voice cutting through all the noise, all the chaos, all the things falling apart around you. And she needs you to listen like your life depends on it, because in a way it does. Not in a dramatic end of the world kind of way, but in the way that matters more than anything else. The way that determines whether you spend the next year of your life drowning or finally learning how to swim. She's been trying to get your attention for weeks now, maybe months, yeah. And you have been so busy trying to fix everything that's breaking that you haven't even noticed her standing right there, waving her hands, trying to pull you out of the fire before you get burned alive. You feel it, don't you? That constant hum of anxiety that's been living in your chest like an unwelcome roommate. The voice, that voice that wakes you up at 3 a.m. and whispering all the reasons why nothing is going to work out. That pressure behind your eyes that never quite goes away. No matter how much sleep you get or how many deep breaths you take. And you have been trying so hard to be logical about it, to think your way through it, to find the right combination of actions that will make everything feel stable again. But here's the thing. Your grandmother is trying to tell you. Stability isn't coming from the outside right now. It's not coming from your job, your relationships, your bank account even, or any of the things you are desperately trying to hold together. The ground beneath your feet is shifting, and she's screaming at you to stop trying to build a house of sand. There is this energy right now. Something ancient, something massive and powerful that's moving through the air like a current you can almost feel on your skin. And it's not random. It's not coincidence. It's happening for a reason. And that reason has everything to do with you. She wants you to know that you have been carrying something you were never meant to carry. You have been absorbing things that don't belong to you. Taking on other people's fear and doubts and insecurities. And it's made you heavy. It's made you tired. It's made you forget that you came into this life with a light that was supposed to shine bright enough to blind everyone who tried to dim it. And here's the part that's going to make your stomach drop, because you know it's true. Yeah. There are people in your life right now who are not on your side, not in the obvious way, not in the way that's easy to spot. There are people who smile at you while their eyes are calculating something else. The ones who show up when they need something from you, but disappear. It's so hilarious. Disappear when you need anything, just a little, from them. The ones who make you feel like you are too much or not enough, all at the same time. Your grandmother sees them. She's always seen them. And she's been waiting for the moment when you would finally Be ready to see them too. This is that moment right now, and what she's asking you to do is going to feel counterintuitive, because everything in your body is going to want to fight, to push back, to defend yourself and your choices and the people you've been invested your heart in. But she's telling you to do something different. She's telling you to step back. I know what you're thinking. To stop engaging. Let me explain. To stop trying to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. To stop pouring your energy into relationships that drain you dry and leave you wondering what's wrong with you for feeling so empty. She's telling you to shield yourself, to wrap yourself in something protective, to visualize light surrounding you so completely that nothing dark can even get close enough to touch you. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking this sounds like escapism. You're thinking this sounds like running away from your problems instead of facing them head on. But here is what your grandmother knows that you haven't figured out yet. Some battles are not meant to be fought. Some fights are traps. Real traps. Some conflicts are designed specifically to drain your energy, to keep you spinning your wheels, to prevent you from moving forward into the life that's waiting for you just on the other side of all of this chaos. She's been around long enough to know the difference between a battle that needs to be won and a war that was never yours to fight. Now you agree with me, yeah? So she's asking you to ignore something, to ignore the drama that's playing out around you, like a soap opera you never auditioned for. To ignore the voices telling you that you need to fix everything right now or everything will fall apart forever. To ignore that gnawing feeling that if you just tried a little harder, gave a little more, sacrificed a little bit more of yourself, everything would finally click into place like a puzzle. That's the trap. That's what's been keeping you small. And she needs you to recognize it for what it is. You know what else she's telling you? She's telling you to celebrate. I know, right? It sounds crazy. It sounds impossible. But she's arguing you to find a reason to dance, even when everything around you feels like it's falling apart. Because here's the secret she's trying to pass down to you through all that ancestral wisdom. Celebration isn't a response to your circumstances. It's a choice. It's a declaration. It's you telling the universe that you believe in the magic that's coming, even if you cannot see it yet. And that act of celebration, that refusal to let your circumstances dictate your joy, that's what actually changes things. That's what shifts the energy. That's what opens the door for everything you've been praying for to finally walk through. There has been this pressure building inside you. This sense that something is about to break open. And you have been feeling it as fear, as anxiety, as this low-grade panic that something terrible is coming. But what if it's the opposite? What if what's coming is something so good, so abundant, so completely aligned with everything you've been dreaming about, that the only way to make room for it is to let everything that doesn't belong or fall away first? Yeah. What if those friends who are fading away, those relationships that are becoming painful, those situations that feel like they are crumbling beneath your feet, what if they are just clearing the way? Think about it. Your grandmother wants you to understand something about your light as well. She wants you to know that it's stronger than you think, brighter than you realize, and that all those people who have been trying to dim it, they are not actually a threat to your light. They are a threat to the version of you that was too afraid to shine. Because when you really start to glow, when you really start to own the power that's been living inside you all along, you become undeniable. And that, for sure, that makes people uncomfortable. It makes people who have been comfortable keeping you small, keeping you in box, suddenly realize that they are about to lose control. They are about to lose their access to you. And they don't like that. They don't like that. Yeah. So they try to bait you. They try to provoke you. They try to get a reaction out of you that makes you seem like the unreasonable one. It's a classic move. You've seen it 1,000 times, probably even fallen for it more times than you'd like to admit. But your grandmother is telling you to stop falling for it, to see it for what it is, to recognize that when someone is trying to get a reaction out of you, it's usually because they are intimidated by the version of you that doesn't react. Yeah, that stays calm, that stays centered, that stays connected to that inner knowing that they cannot touch, cannot control, cannot manipulate. And this is where it gets really interesting, because your grandmother is also telling you that your ships are coming in. That's her way of saying that everything you've been waiting for, everything you've been working toward, everything you've been dreaming about in those quiet moments when nobody was watching, it's on its way. It's already in motion. It's already heading toward you. And the only thing that can stop it from reaching you is if you get so caught up in the storm of what's happening right now that you forget to be ready for it. It's like that feeling when you're watching for a package and you check the tracking every 5 minutes, and somehow the anticipation makes the whole thing take forever. You know that, yeah. But then one day you stop checking, you stop obsessing, you go about your day, about your life, and before you even know it, there it is on your doorstep. Your grandmother is saying that's what's happening here. The thing you've been waiting for is so close, and the only reason it hasn't arrived yet is because you have been so too busy staring at the door to notice it's already in the building. She's also trying to tell you something about creativity. Yeah. And let me explain about expansion, about the idea that you don't have to go anywhere else to find what you're looking for. You don't have to escape. You don't have to run away from a different city or a different job or a different relationship. You just have to expand where you are, to grow from the inside out, to shift your perception so completely that the things that once felt like prison walls start to feel like the foundation of something incredible. She's seen it happen before. She's seen people completely transform their lives without changing their circumstances at all, but just changing the way they looked at them. And I need you to really hear this part. Your grandmother is telling you that lack is not a reality. It's a perception. It's a story that your mind tells you when you have been looking at the same limited picture for too long. But that story isn't true. It never was. The only reason you believe it is because everyone around you believes it too. And it is easier to go along with the crowd than it is to stand alone and insist that things are different. But your grandmother is asking you to stand alone, to be the one person in your family, in your friend group, in your workplace who refuses to accept that lack is the only option. And yes, that's going to make people uncomfortable. It's going to make people question your sanity. It's going to make people accuse you of being unrealistic, naive, out of touch with reality, and so on. But here's the thing. Reality is way more flexible than anyone wants to admit. Reality is responsive. Reality moves toward what you believe, what you focus on, what you give your energy to. And if you spend all your time focusing on lack, guessing what happens, you get more of it. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you shift your focus, if you start acting as if abundance is already here, something interesting starts to happen. Believe me, the world rearranges itself to watch your expectations. There is this spiritual truth that your grandmother has been trying to get you to understand your whole life. That's the truth. And it's the way she always told you to count your blessings. It's in the way she would sing when the things were at their worst. It's in the way she always seemed to find a reason to celebrate, even when there was objectively nothing to celebrate. She knew something, she understood something, and she's been trying to pass that knowledge on to you. But you've been too busy trying to figure out logical solutions to emotional problems to hear her. So here's what she needs you to do tonight. Right now. Yeah, right now she needs you to step into your imagination. To play, to pretend. To act as if everything you have been dreaming about has already happened. And close your eyes. Feel into that feeling of success, of freedom, of love, of abundance. To let yourself fully experience the emotions that you would feel if you were already living your best life. And while you're doing that, while you're feeling those feelings, you need to be shielding yourself from everything that's trying to pull you back down into lack and fear and limitations. You need to wrap yourself in light, to imagine it surrounding you so completely that nothing negative can even get close, to visualize that protection as something real, something tangible, something that's doing actual work on your behalf. And then you need to trust. Yeah, trust that this is working, trust that your ships are coming in, trust that the people who are supposed to be in your life will show up when you're ready for them. And the people who are not will not be able to stay. Trust that the things that are falling away are making room for something better. Trust that your grandmother's voice is reaching you across whatever divides the living from the dead, the physical from the spiritual, because she loves you enough to keep trying until you finally hear her. And here is the wild thing. As you do this, as you start to shift, as you start to believe, to trust in magic and celebration and expansion, something happens in your relationships. People start to appear who match your vibration, people who also believe, people who also refuse to accept lack as a reality, people who understand that the best thing you can do in the face of chaos is to dance, to love, despite everything, to celebrate your way through it. Those are the people you need to be around. Those are the people who are not going to drain you, who are not going to try to pull you back into fear, who are not going to use your vulnerability as a weapon against you. And those are the people, the ones who showed up with these hidden intentions, the ones who were always a little too eager to see you fail. Yeah, that ones. The ones who seemed to enjoy your struggle a little too much. Those people have already been cleared from your path. The universe is doing housekeeping on your behalf. And some of that housekeeping is going to look like endings. It's going to look like loss. Painful, yeah. It's going to look like doors closing that you wanted to stay open. But your grandmother is telling you that to trust the housekeeping, to trust that every door that closes was a door that was keeping you from the door that's about to open. And when that new door opens, it's going to be something incredible. Your grandmother also wants to take care of yourself. Not just the basic self-care stuff that everyone talks about, but the real stuff, the stuff that actually nourishes your soul. The stuff that makes you feel like you are doing something just for you. Not because you need to please anyone or perform for anyone or prove anything to anyone. She wants you to do things that feel like ritual. Yeah, like maybe cooking something that reminds you of her, or taking a bath with something that smells like her garden, or playing music that she used to dance to. She wants you to feed yourself, to hug yourself like this, to look in the mirror and actually see the beautiful, powerful, magical being that she always knew you were. She's watching you struggle right now, and it's breaking your heart. Not because your struggles are too much for her to handle, but because she can see the answer so clearly, and you're having such a hard time finding it. the answer is in the light. It's in the celebration. It's in the refusal to let your circumstances dictate your joy. It's in the knowledge that you are so much more than what's happening to you right now. You are the son of everything you have ever been, everything your ancestors were, everything you are becoming. And what you are becoming is something that terrifies the people who wanted to keep you small. So here is your grandmother's final message to you. She's saying to stop fighting, stop resisting, stop trying to make sense of everything on your own. Lean into the unknown. Trust the process, believe in the impossible. Because you have been praying for something, you have been calling it in, and it's so close you can almost taste it. But you cannot receive it if your hands are full of things that don't matter. You cannot receive it if your kind heart is closed off to magic. You cannot receive it if you are so focused on everything that's wrong that you cannot even see everything that's about to go right. She's telling you to get ready, to open your arms, to expand your heart, to believe so completely in the magic that's coming that you start to feel like you are already living it. Because that's a secret, the one she's been trying to tell you all along. That's how it works. You feel it first, and then it shows up. You believe it first, and then it's real. You celebrate it first, and then you are living in it. So tonight, when you close your eyes, imagine your grandmother standing right there with you. Feel her presence, hear her voice. Let her wrap you in that love that never died, that energy that cannot be extinguished. And let yourself believe that she's right. Let yourself trust that she knows what she's talking about. Let yourself receive the gift she's trying to give you. And when you wake up tomorrow, act like it's already happened. Walk through your day like you are already living your best life. Because you are. You just haven't caught up to it yet. This is the moment everything changes. This is the moment you finally get it. This is the moment you stop looking at your circumstances and start looking at your light, your beautiful light. And when you do, everything else falls into place. Everything else becomes clear. Everything else becomes the beautiful background to the story you were always meant to tell. And it's time to listen. Yeah, it's time to listen.